So many times people say living in Toronto is expensive, and I do not disagree, but people don't always go into the details of how expensive it can get. So if you're planning to come to Canada as an international student, specifically to Toronto, this video is for you because we'll be discussing the real cost of living in Toronto. What should you budget? What should you plan for? Welcome to my channel. My name is Fisayo. I'm an international student here in Toronto, Canada, studying project management. So the first thing on the list is rent, obviously, because you need roof over your head for you to have peace of mind and be able to go to school happily, judiciously, consistently, be able to find a job, be able to eat. Every other thing comes after there's a place to lay your head at night. And rent in Toronto for a single room most times ranges from like 700 if you're lucky, 800-ish, 850, 900, 1,000 and above. And this is not a one-size-fits-all. Because, for example, there are people that stay in shared apartments, but it's a shared apartment and then a shared room. So they share the kitchen, they share the living area, they share everything, including their room. Maybe 2 people are in the room, sometimes 3 people, sometimes 4. It depends on what you are open to compromising, or what you're open to, the kind of comfort you want to have, or the less comfort you want to have. For me, I have a single room but shared living area, shared kitchen, shared washroom. It may not work for you, it may work for you fine. Like, it's 100% up to you, but just know whatever you decide to go for, it affects your budget. The less comfort you have, the less you pay most times. The more comfort you have, the more you would pay most times. Sometimes you might need to just be like temporarily inconvenienced so that you would be able to afford other things. So maybe your rent, you're trying to cut down on cost of your rent so that you can buy groceries comfortably, or so that you don't have to stress about money as much, maybe in your first year, maybe before you get a part-time job, or even after you get a part-time job, because remember, you're new here, except you have already been here, and that's okay. But sometimes you just need to sacrifice some things in order to enjoy some other things. Or if you want to start saving, which is a good idea, it's okay to, you know, manage here and there. Everything will not be perfect from the beginning. All of that rambling is just to say whatever you decide for your rent affects your budget. I know people that stay in shared apartments. I know people that stay in like their own place, like their own space. The place is rented for just them. Like they have the room, so it's one room. There's a kitchen, there's a living area, or like an empty space that they can use for whatever they want. If you can afford it, I love it for you. Like, no problem. But if you cannot afford it, or you can afford it but you want to live below your means, it's also okay. So most times, if you're going to share a room and share everything, you'll probably be ranging, your rent budget should be somewhere around like 500, sometimes 600, sometimes 700. It is not a fixed price, but this is around what you might see. These prices are not set in stone. Like whenever you see a studio apartment, it will be like 1,500, or whenever you see one room, it will be 900. It's different things for different places. Another thing is the fact that wherever you choose to live would affect the price too. So a single room downtown Toronto will not be the same as a single room in Etobicoke, or a single room in North York, or a single room in East York. All of this has a way of affecting like the location. Even if it's the same city, the different parts of the city, prices differ. So just take this into consideration as you decide on a place to stay. But there is rent, and if you want a single room so we're just going to have a budget, like we're drawing up a budget, right? Let's say you want to have a single room and you don't mind sharing kitchen, bathroom, or washroom. Maybe you don't have a car, so no parking space. Your rent will be somewhere around $900, 900 CAD. This is hypothetically speaking. It could be more, it could be less. It could be but this is a safe ground to budget, because when you're making a budget, when you're drawing up a budget, it's important to not just have an exact figure, like this must be the exact amount, but a safe, but like a safe place to fall, or a safe amount of money to have, that regardless of what happens, that money should be able to get you something good, like whatever the case may be. There should be a budget for a phone plan, somewhere around $40. $40 should be fine for your phone plan. There would be cheaper options. There are way cheaper options than that $40. It doesn't have to be $20 or $40 for the rest of your life. If you see a better option, you port. If you see a better option with the same service provider, then you can call customer service and discuss better options for yourself. And then another important thing is groceries, provision, food, whatever you want to call it, is a necessity. Sometimes you think, it's just food, I don't eat that much, it's just me. But you'll be amazed at how much you'd actually need to spend to feed, like to eat. And if you're going to be eating at home, like making all your meals, that's beautiful. But we're also going to put a part of the budget for just in case you eat out or you have to spend on Uber Eats or like getting food delivered to you, like ordering food. So a good idea of a budget to have for groceries would be somewhere around $200. You may not spend up to $200. You may spend more than $200, but put that amount and just use it to plan. There would be months that you would spend more, there will be months that you spend less. So the first month you arrive in Canada, you probably spend more on groceries because you're buying things like a dustbin, like trash can. Maybe in your room there was nothing there, or it's the entire house to you and there are no trash cans in the house. So you need to get that. There would also be things like storage containers, things that you used to store food in the fridge, freezer. Some things that you get at first that you might get a lot, or because you're coming for the first time and you haven't bought these things, you are buying it, so now it's making your grocery list like annoying. And maybe in the first month you might spend like $500 on groceries, and don't be shocked because it's possible. So just prepare your mind, like getting duvet or blankets if you don't have, getting bed sheet, getting a pillow. There are all these things that you might need to add that first time that would be annoying, or that would feel very annoying, like why am I spending this much? But don't worry, it's just the first one. Subsequent months you can have like $200 thereabouts. So this is if you're very cautious with your spending and you're not going overboard. Next thing is transportation. If you're driving, I love it for you, but even if you're driving, you still need to budget money for gas, money for car maintenance, and that's important. So that budget is up to you because I'm not driving. I'm here for those that take the public transport, take the bus, take the train. We have Presto cards. We use Presto cards, which is what we tap when we get on the bus to pay for the bus ride. And with the Presto card, you can just fill it, like put money in it in your own time because there's an app to use, and then you fill it, you put money, then you have money in the card that you tap wherever you go. Use this for the train, use this for the bus here in Toronto. But aside just filling the card and using it, whenever it finishes, you fill it again, you put more money and put more money. There's a better option, which is to use a monthly pass. There's a monthly pass for everybody else, like adults. Basically, there's a monthly pass, but as a student, you can enjoy a discount. So I pay $128 for my Presto monthly pass. Is it 120? I think 128 point something. It should be like, so let's budget 128. So that 128 for transportation. And this is cost effective because I move around a lot. I go to school, I go to work. Sometimes I have other things I need to do, grocery run. You don't want to be thinking of 10,000 things to do, and then you're also thinking, oh my god, I also need to add money to my Presto card. So it's just better, like beginning of the month, I just fill up the Presto card, like put the monthly pass for students and use that. So it's $156, if I'm not mistaken, $156 for the Presto card if you're feeling like just normal monthly pass, not student discount, just everybody else. But those in like post-secondary education, all of that, we have a discount. And it's so sad because some people don't know that there's this discount, but the problem is that information that you don't know, you cannot use it. $156 and $128, it may not seem like a lot of money, but when you do the math and you add up a couple of months, it's a wide difference. Another thing is that when you are no longer even if you don't think you need it, when you are no longer a student, you cannot use it. So now that you're a student, why not use it? The only reason why I think you don't need to get the student discount for your Presto card would be if you don't move around as much. Let's say you only go out of your house twice in a week, and like you come back, and like you're not branching anywhere, you don't have a lot of activities, which is unlikely as a student, but let's just say you don't have that many activities to do. That's understandable. Then you won't need the monthly pass. And if you do the maths by yourself, so me, I did the maths for myself, and I think you should do the maths for yourself. If you're going to be moving around a lot, times like regular bus pass for one day, like one time you tap, times that amount, multiply that amount by the number of times you go out. So when you're going and then when you're coming, so that's like times 2 the price. And just see, like count, of course, do the calculation for a month, and don't use February to do the calculation. Use a month like March or January, like this months that you get. So do the math and see if it makes sense for you. If it makes sense for you, you should get the monthly pass with the discounts for students. But if it doesn't make sense for you, then just fill up your card whenever there's no money inside, like as time goes by. So 128 for transportation. There will be times that you might need to use an Uber, a Lyft, and we need to add that to our budgets. Then miscellaneous, so anything can come up. You might need to do something, you might need to spend money for this, a friend's birthday, unexpected expenses, hopefully not an emergency, because you should have an emergency fund, but we're not talking about that in this video. And as a student, some of the ways I try to save money and try to be cost effective is to cook my meals by myself at home. So I buy groceries by myself, cook the meals at home. It saves me time and it saves me money. So cooking at home, obviously I don't need to buy food anywhere else, so I don't need to order food and have it delivered to me. I just make it by myself. It reduces money in a way. If I was a busier person, ordering food might be cost effective compared to cooking it by myself, because I'm saving time and I need time. Then bulk buying, so not bulk buying like plenty, but bulk buying stuff like toilet paper. If you have a friend that has a Costco membership, or you guys have a joint Costco membership, going to places like Costco to get detergent, a big size that can last you for like 3 months or 4 months. If you don't even do laundry that much, maybe 6 months. Toilet paper that can last you as long as possible, the very big size. Getting protein from Asian stores instead of just buying at like regular grocery stores, because I found that it's cheaper for me. It might not be cheaper for you, but I found that it's cheaper for me and I just stuck to it. Look out for deals, look out for different alternatives. If you've been buying stuff at a store close to you, a grocery store close to you, once in a while, like take a stroll or like try another grocery store, compare prices. So if you shop at No Frills, there's this app and you get a card. Like when you get the card and then you get the app and you sign up. Very straightforward, very fast, very easy. There's a number on the card, you put the number in the app, you put your email address, you are signed up. So every time you buy stuff, you tap the card as well, and you get points for what you buy. Because you already shopped there, you're already spending money, you might as well get the card, because what happens is you're gathering points and gathering points and gathering points. At some point, when you have points, as you gather points, it gets to the stage where you can use the points you have to buy something or like reduce from your bill. So let's say you have, and I think about 10,000 points gives you $10, so you can get something worth $10 because that's what you're paying. You've been buying from them, so it's like reward for buying from them, reward from them to you. If you don't really fancy these kind of things, or you think, oh, Sammy, I don't know, that one's not really my thing, no problem. But if it's something that you'll be interested in, I think it's a good option, because at the end of the day, whether or not you gather the points, you're spending money. So if you're spending money over and over again, it's been nice to just get a reward for this money you've been spending, this loyalty that you've been giving to them. So it's like a reward for your loyalty from them. Then buying stuff with friends too might be helpful. Buying stuff with friends, there was a time me and some of my friends, we bought a carton of chicken together and then we shared it. If it's something that you're interested in, that might help you reduce some money too. So buying stuff with friends, these same friends, to making inquiries, like asking people where they buy stuff. Oh, where do you get groceries from? Where do you buy your milk? Where do you buy your eggs? How much do they sell it there? Where do you buy juice? I've been looking for this juice. Do you know where I can get it? Just compare the prices of where you've been getting stuff to where the people in your circle of influence or your friendship group have been getting stuff. And sometimes you'll be shocked at the difference in price. It may not be like $10 difference. It could be $2. It could be $1. It could be $3. And the funny thing is that at the end of the day, it's like in the initial point, it seems like it's not that much. I don't want to travel all the way or go through. I don't want to travel all the way just because of $3. But when you add $3 12 times, if you buy this thing 12 times, it's money. So everything all boils down to what matters to you, and if you are trying to save money or you're just going for convenience. But this is a budget to work with. $150 to $200 for miscellaneous groceries. Let's change it to $300 because that's 200. Let's change it to $300 because I don't know when you come, and even when you come, even if you're very cautious of what you buy, what you spend, since it's a budget, it doesn't mean you have to spend the entire $300. It's just an amount to have that you know this is what you set aside for groceries or for food that you will eat. Anything that passes this one, you remove your hand. That your hand is on inside again. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful, and let me know in the comments which points or which price or which part of the budget shocked you the most, or what you're like, what, like, I didn't know rent was that much, or I didn't know rent was that cheap. You know, some of you are big people, or maybe it was miscellaneous that made you feel like, no, sorry, I think we should add more for miscellaneous, or we should add more for groceries. If you're already in Canada and you already know what you spend, then please enlighten us in the comment section. Thank you so much. My name is Fisayo, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.